Meeting of the Springfield City Council. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councillor Edwards?
Present.
Present. Councillor Letterman?
Present.
Present. Councillor Allen?
Present.
Present. Councillor Curran?
Present.
Present. Councillor Whitfield?
Present.
Present. Councillor Ramos?
Present.
Present. Councillor Brown?
Present.
Present. Councillor Walsh? Councillor Davila? Absent. Councillor Davila? Absent. Councillor Fenton?
Present.
Present. Councillor Hurst?
Present.
Present. Councillor Williams?
Present. Madam Clerk, can you please? Oh, I'm sorry. You just called the roll. I'm sorry. Will the council and any guests please rise for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, can you please recognize Councillor Davila?
Councillor Davila? Present.
All right, thank you. And prior to the calling of our first item, I just also want to relay, as you all know, that for today's hearing, we will be accepting testimony by way of email, letter, or recording, as we have done in the past in the midst of COVID-19. So with that being said, Madam Clerk, can you please call the first item on the agenda tonight?
The first item on the agenda is for a special permit for motor vehicle repairs at 1344 Dwight Street.
Thank you. And Madam Clerk, I'm sorry, can you also just please recognize Councillor Walsh?
Councillor Walsh?
Present.
Present.
Thank you. So
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just as mentioned, we are accepting testimony by way of those three methods in favor and opposition of tonight's special permit. We will then open the floor to the council for any questions, comments, or discussions. And following discussion, items will be continued to the next regular city council meeting, at which time we will hear any remaining testimony from the petitioner and those who wish to rebut any testimony provided this evening. So first, is there anyone here to speak to the special permit on the agenda tonight? Could you please just state your name and address for the record?
Councilor Williams, this is Phil. I don't see the petitioner here. I was a little worried. I had a couple of emails back and forth as I sent them the link to the Zoom. I'm not sure how technically savvy he was, but he also kind of indicated he wasn't sure he was going to be able to get to a computer. So I did say, you know, there is a telephone number you can call as well. So I don't see him here. So I don't know if he's running late or not, but.
Okay. Well, we would certainly want the petitioner here to begin.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I also know again that this meeting will be certainly, or this permit, I should say, hearing will be continued until the next regular meeting. But with his absence today, we would still be on step one. So if he is not planning to join, and that is what
I'm not sure he's not planning to join. I just don't see him here now. So I was, you know, like I said, I did send him the link and he indicated to me that he was going to have trouble getting a computer. So I told him he could call in as well. And he indicated that he was going to, but I don't see him on the list here of participants.
And Phil, I know this has happened in, times before. In this scenario, have we just continued the item?
Yeah, I mean, I would suggest that the council either give him 5 minutes or continue it, however you guys want to do it.
I do see someone joining at this time, actually, Annabelle Martinez.
Oh, that's the petitioner.
That's the petitioner, okay. Councilor Hurst, did you have a question?
Nope, I was actually just going to say to recess for 5 minutes to give him an opportunity, but
Okay.
looks like he's on, so perfect.
All right, perfect. All right, so at this time, is there anyone here to speak to this special permit? Could you please state your name and address for the record? And I'm assuming Ms. Martinez would be the petitioner in this case.
Looks like he's still connecting, so.
We're waiting for them to be connected to audio. Brendan, are they still trying to connect to audio? Let's give them a few more moments.
No. Hello. I can hear you.
Can you hear us, Mr. Martinez?
How you doing, sir?
All right, great. You are now connected. Thank you for joining us. We are at the portion of the hearings meeting where if you could just state your name and your address for the record, and could you just please speak to the special permit on the agenda tonight?
Yes, my name is Aníbal Martinez. I reside at 28 Princeton Street, Springfield, Massachusetts, 01109.
Thank you. And can you just share the special permit that you are a part of this evening?
Yes, I tried to, I went over there, I went to the planning department. I guess the building is a commercial building, but I had to put a special permit for the thing that I wanted to do there. We already went through the process. I had to put a permit. I had to get an architect in there to measure the property, lay out a plan, a site plan. And because I just want to put there like a tire shop and probably some either brakes, if I could do something like that, because some things they'll let me do, some things they don't let me do. So I don't really know what this permit will allow me, how much will allow me to do in that location.
All right, Mr. Martinez, appreciate it. Thank you. Madam Clerk, have we received any testimony in favor of this special permit?
We have not received any testimony.
All right, seeing none, Madam Clerk, have we received any testimony for those in opposition of the special permit?
We have not received any testimony in opposition.
All right, are there any questions for the petitioner from the members of the council?
No, the only thing,
I'm sorry.
oh, sorry.
Martinez. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're opening it up to the counselors at this time.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, no worries. Counselor Letterman.
Sure, Mr. Chairman. No, I would be glad to hear anything else the petitioner has to say. I do have a couple of questions.
All right, Mr. Martinez, feel free to share what you were going to.
Well, yeah, the only thing, see, I'm renting that location, but the owner of the property, he's not putting no part of his money to they want me to do asphalt for the parking lot. I've been trying to get a connection with other people that I know, because my trade is like a carpenter, That's what I do for a living. So I'm trying to get away from that because I've been working since I was 13 years old up to now. But like I'm having a little problem with my knees and stuff like that. I can't have that much weight on my waist with all the tools, things like that. But the thing is, the parking space that they want me to put asphalt is around $14,000, and that got to come out of my pocket. But that's what they require, asphalt. I was trying to see if I could use something else cheaper, like crushed stone, compact that stuff in there, just for the parking space. Because all the money that I'm putting in that location is out of my pocket. He's not putting no money at all, the owner of the property. So everything that I got to fix, whatever I got to fix, is on me.
All right, thank you, sir. Councilor Letterman.
Sure. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Martinez, for joining us for the hearing today. So I was just looking to understand a little better the physical layout of the building. I took a drive by, and I'm also looking at it on Google Maps now. So the address is Dwight Street, but am I accurate in understanding the piece of the building that you would be leasing would actually be facing Bancroft Street?
Yes, Bancroft. I asked the owner of the property, what's the address on that building? Because the parking space there is 68 Bancroft. That building that I'm renting is 70. There's a little building tied to that, 72. So it doesn't show up, but when I Google 70 Bancroft, it shows me on the Google map, it shows me the building that I want.
So what's operational in the rest of the building?
Well, there's a store there.
So that's the corner store that faces Dwight.
Yeah, that's a corner store. That corner store burned a little while ago. Another guy bought it and he fixed everything up. He put everything brand new, electricity, everything in there. So now he just opened that store all over again. The guy that bought the property, he's renting me that location there for me to do what I did. But I spoke a little while back. I spoke with what's his name, Jose Claudio.
Yeah.
Jose Claudio, and I said, Jose Claudio is me and Ivan Martinez. They want me to put a special permit, but years back there was people working in the same building that I'm trying to rent, doing all kinds of stuff. He said, yeah, I do remember they were doing some kind of work there. But we found out that whoever was working there years back was doing work without no permission, because what they were doing wasn't allowed to do there.
Okay. So what I was going to ask, do you know what the prior use of the building was, or what it looks like in there now?
Oh no, every it's like the inside, the layout, because I had an architect in there. He did the layout of the inside of the property. I just got to go in there, paint the place up, and start putting my tire machines in there. So everything's there. Bathrooms are there, as you can see on the blueprint when the architect went in there and did all his measurements.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and have you been before the New North Citizens Council in any formal way, or you just talked to Mr. Claudio?
No, I just called him one day and I said, leave him a message. So he called me back and I explained him, and said, yeah, I remember that years back, people used to work out of the building, because I was born in Springfield, I was raised in Springfield, and I'm still here in Springfield. I'm 52 years old now, so I've been through the area. I know the area there. So I noticed years back people were working there, but when I went to apply to do what I wanted to do, they said, no. Whoever was doing stuff there, they didn't have no, I guess they didn't have no permit for that. And, they were doing crazy stuff there without no permission. Like nobody was keeping that. Nobody knew about that, but they were doing there, any kind of work they were doing. I know they were doing like mechanic work and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. I'll yield, Mr. President. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. President, you're muted. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Councilor Letterman. Are there any other questions from the council at this time? Again, I will ask, are there Councilor Ramos?
A quick question for Phil regarding the petitioner's I guess, his ask regarding the parking lot condition number 4. Is there any flexibility on that condition, Phil, for the gentleman? It seems to be, I think you said $14,000 expense. Is there any flexibility for him to, or any alternative options that would be more affordable?
Unfortunately, I'm not aware of that. I mean, I believe it is a zoning regulation that talks about, parking areas need to be paved. So I believe DBW and zoning is requiring. There may be a chance you could get a variance to waive that. But again, unfortunately, that's the issue when it comes to paving. In today's, with the regulations we have today, not only do you need the blacktop, you also need drainage. There's a number of costs associated with paving a lot. So unfortunately, it's not a cheap process. And I understand that, a lot of people think they can just kind of run out and pave it. And unfortunately, you can't do that anymore. So it is an expense. I think the only option he would have is to talk with Mike Yakum and see if there's the ability to get a variance, but I'm not sure if that can be done.
Are there enough parking spaces there as it is that are actually paved?
Well, right now, I believe that I went out and took a look. Unfortunately, there was snow cover when I was out there, but looking at the aerial photo, it looks like the lot that he would like to use for parking is all grass right now. So again, if you're going to be parking, especially cars that are, waiting for repairs, putting them on gravel where oil drips, and that's kind of the concern I think DPW has is maintaining the drainage and the pavement for parking a vehicle. So I believe it's all grassed right now. I'd have to defer to Mr. Martinez because again, it was covered with snow when I went out there, but I did look at the aerial photos, which were taken back in, I think, last March, and it did look like it was all grass.
I without seeing, so I'm looking at the picture that's provided to us on the agenda, and I see the building. I guess you're referring to what's behind the fence. Is that all grass behind the fence?
Yeah, to the left of that building, as you're looking at it on Bancroft Street, is a vacant lot.
Yeah.
So as per the plans that he submitted, he intends to create I forget how many parking spaces he gets out of it, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, looks like 6 or 7 parking spaces on that lot. And I believe, unless Mr. Martinez can tell me differently, I believe that right now it is not paved, it's currently grass.
Now, how many vehicles can fit inside the building?
Can I speak?
Sure.
Huh?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, no, you could drive inside us. You could drive in there. You to the garage door. I could get at least 4 cars in there with no problem. So I think the parking space is a little too much because I ain't gonna have like the parking full of cars waiting to change a tire. And next to the building that I'm renting, there's a spot there that could fit 2 cars in between those 2 buildings that they could wait there until their turn comes in. Because the parking lot is a big parking lot. It's 3,600 square feet of parking lot. That's a big lot. And I think I don't need that much of a room just to get a tire fixed. That's gonna take me like 5 or 10 minutes in and out. Put it in, you get out, let the other guy come around, put the other one. Because I could get at least 4 or 5 cars inside that building at one time.
So Phil, so in terms of paving the parking lot, it is not a requirement for him to pave the lot next to the building as a condition of the special permit. It's only a condition of the special permit if he wants to use it as a parking lot, correct?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, if he wants to have a discussion with zoning and he can, there's a way to show that he has the required parking in another area and doesn't need that lot, then it would not be a requirement of this special permit, assuming that, it could not be used for parking. But if he has the parking both inside the building and a couple spots next to it, that may be enough for the size of the building where he wouldn't need to use that vacant lot. I'm just going off of the plans that were submitted to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds like a something worth exploring to me. So thank you for answering my questions.
Thank you, Councilor Ramos. Are there any other questions from any member of the council? I'll ask it again, is there any other question from a member of the council? Seeing none, at this time, could we have a motion to continue this matter into our next regular meeting?
So moved.
So moved. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
All right, the motion has been made by Councilor Davila and seconded by Councilor Allen. Please call the roll to continue the special permit hearing.
On the motion, Counselor Edwards, on the motion to continue, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Ramos?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Williams?
Yes, the motion has passed. This item will be continued to our next regular meeting scheduled on March 8th, 2021. Madam Clerk, is there any other business before the council at this time?
There is no further business before the council.
Thank you, councilors. And councilors, just as a point of information, in regards to the Ward 1 vacancy, the period closed today for folks to submit resumes and cover letters. So there will be correspondence coming out, including those who applied tomorrow, once I get possession of those from the clerks. Just wanted to let you know that before ending the call. All right. Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you. Night.
Probably the shortest meeting in life, but I'll take
Thank God.
it. See you all.
See ya.
See ya.